there are reliable companies who are representative of, especially the ones that you don't manufacture here. Every medicine, which is a branded medicine or even generic, have a representative who is normally allowed to bring such medicines into the country. So there is a reliable suppliers for all these antibiotics into the country, and you can trace it to the point of manufacture. The essential drug list is an offset of the national treatment guideline. We have a national treatment guideline. For example, if you take, for example, urinary tract infection, then there's a way how to treat urinary tract infection that is in the national treatment guideline. So you do this 1, 2, 3, 4, and then these are the medicines that you can give. If you do lab investigations, if it is this type, this is what to give. If it is this type, this is what to give. It's out of that the essential drug list is prepared. The essential drug list is drugs which are very essential that we should have in the system. But every drug has other drugs which can also be used because there are more innovative drugs which may not be on the essential drug list, but it will be in the national treatment guideline. And normally, the health insurance also have their own drug list. So they take their drug list from the essential drug list. What health insurance does is that these are the drugs that health insurance will pay for or reimburse. Because they are medicines that you can use. If you go to antibiotics, they are generics. And the antibiotics of first, second, third generation antibiotics. So if the first or second generation can manage a patient, and maybe there's a new innovator drug which is more expensive, which can be used, health insurance will not put maybe that one on their reimbursement list because you can use this one and get the same effect like the other one. Yeah, the government is the one who spearheads the national treatment antimicrobial resistance. The partners are very much interested in it because you see, it's not only for human health. You look at all sorts of things. So it's even an interministerial, intersectorial. It's a multi-sectorial activity. We normally do it together. In fact, when the antimicrobial resistance document was being prepared, the veterinary surgeons were involved. Ministry of Food and Agriculture was involved. The National Security was involved because and then immigration, customs, they are all much more involved. They are involved. And then donor partners or development partners in health are also very interested in it, as well as development partners in agric and other things. Because there's also what we call the zoonosis, the disease of animals. Animals also use a lot when they are sick. They are treated with antibiotics and all sorts of things. Human beings can get infection from the animals. If you look at what is happening now, the pandemic, most of the things which are happening, if you trace it to something which is coming from a bat or from some animal which is in the bush, somebody went and took it and didn't boil it well and ate, and sometimes they have having infection you cannot control. So we work together. That's what we call One Health. One Health is that human beings, the animals, and the environment coexisting harmoniously. That's what I take it. One Health. So we all have to make sure that everyone, the animals, the human beings, and the environment all have a coexistence so that we have an equilibrium. And then if one gets worse, it can create problems for the others. That's why environmental degradation is also very, very key to health systems. Because if you are not very careful and you destroy your environment, first you have ponds all over the place. There will be malaria, mosquitoes who have a 5-star hotel to stay in, and then they cause a lot of malaria. If people are dealing with a lot of dust and all this in the area. It affects their lungs. They can have TB. Then you have to try and give anti-tuberculous drugs and maybe more multi-resistant tuberculosis, which will affect other people. Some of them, there are some of the diseases maybe from animals who are in the system. So these are all systems interplay. So there's an inter-system interplay where we have to make sure that we make sure everything is in order and make sure that we don't have unnecessary antimicrobial resistance from either the animals or from the human beings. Yeah, there's a lot of continuous operational researches going on, as I know. You know, Ghana Health Service has 3 research areas in the northern belt in Namvulongo. There's another one in the middle belt at Kentampo, another one in Accra, and another one in Dodowa. And I also know that the veterinary service has also a lot of research centers throughout the country. So there's a lot of research going on in the use of antibiotics, antibiotic resistance, and then other antimicrobial resistance in the country. And there are a lot of also other physicians and clinicians who are also doing their own clinical researches into antibiotic resistance and infections in the country. And any new drug which comes, normally there's drugs which are given to people to do research on, and then we see the effectiveness of the drug before it is introduced into the essential drug list.